the Board of Colombo Academy of Hospitality Management, and all our valued attendees. A very warm welcome to you all. Today, we gather here to mark a significant milestone in the journey of hospitality education and training. The partnership between William Angliss Institute Australia and the Colombo Academy of Hospitality Management has been instrumental in shaping the future of hospitality professionals over the last 12 years. This event is a testament to the enduring relationship between these two prestigious institutions as they renew their agreement, reinforcing their shared vision for academic excellence and global collaboration. To shed more light on this partnership and the significance of this signing ceremony and press conference, let me now invite Mr. Errol Veerasinghe, the Chairman of Colombo Academy of Hospitality Management, to share their thoughts on this momentous occasion.
Chairman, William Angliss Institute of Australia, also former Minister of Tourism and Gaming in State of Victoria, Wayne Crosby, CEO, Chief Executive Officer of William Angliss, Nick Hunt, Director, Education and Strategic Planning, Ray Petts, International Affairs, invitees, the media officials, the industry leaders and friends and guests. It gives me great pleasure of warmly inviting you for this event, which is, as she mentioned, it's a significant event that we signed this in 2012, if I remember right, 13 years ago, and we are renewing this agreement after 12 years or 13 years. That gives enough thoughts that the parties are going quite well together, and this is, of course, a significant event for us. So, talking about our institute and William Angliss, we started with a student number of 42 at the very first intake. We have grown well, and we have almost 1,500 students studying in the campus to date. So we run 4 programs: hospitality management, commercial cookery, patisserie, event management, and tourism. So successfully we have been doing this for the 12 years, and I think having good partners is not, it's a luck, it's a blessing. So I always thank Angliss team for the partnership that I call it a blessing, not a luck, right? So it's so important to have good partners in your relationship or in an industry or in a business. So I don't want to take too much of time. We have a program lined up. I will call upon Asangi to continue and enjoy the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Errol Veerasinghe. We are honored to have with us distinguished speakers who will be sharing their insights during this press conference. So without further ado, let me now invite our distinguished guests onto the head table for the signing ceremony. Representing the William Angliss Institute Australia, Honorable John Pandazopoulos, Chairman, Mr. Wayne Crosby, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Nicholas Hunt, Director, Education and Strategic Development, Mr. Ray Petts, Director, International and Business Development. Representing the Colombo Academy of Hospitality Management Private Limited, Mr. Errol Veerasinghe, Chairman, Mr. Anup Veerasinghe, Managing Director, Mr. Nivran Veerakon, Executive Director, Mr. Stephen Brady Miles, Education Compliance and WAI Resident Representative, and Ms. Nishanti Ratwatta, Company Secretary.
This is certainly an honour for William Angliss Institute, and we thank the Colombo Academy of Hospitality Management for being a partner of us and with us. We have, as William Angliss, a history of 85 years of teaching excellence, and it's fantastic that our family grew to have Cahm as part of the family. And like all families, we grow together at different ages, and this has achieved a 12-year partnership with so far 2,500 graduates, 273 extra graduates this Sunday, and of course the student cohort growing. Like all families, we care about each other, and we support each other, and we learn as we grow. As Errol said, starting with 42 students to where we are now. And when you look at where all those students have ended up in wonderful careers, both in a growing tourism industry in Sri Lanka, but also in other parts of the world. That's what parents are proud of when they see those that they teach and help, when they see them doing well and succeeding and growing. And so when I say family, I see with Errol and everyone involved with Cahm that they really care about the students in the same way as we care at William Angliss about all our students wherever they are. Sri Lanka is in a fortunate position. It's in the fastest growing region in the world where people's living standards are growing. And as living standards grow, people want to travel more, visit their neighbours, see other places. And that means a lot more jobs in the broader tourism and hospitality industry. So this Asia Pacific region that's growing so fast, hospitality, tourism brings people closer together. And that's what travellers want to see. Yes, they want to have a break, but they want to learn about other cultures, they want to learn about local hospitality, and they want to learn about the places they visit, as well as having a rest. And of course, Sri Lanka has got so many wonderful, hospitable people. It's part of your culture. I'm from a Greek background, it's part of my culture as well. And so those of us that have worked in hospitality, learned from hospitality, all the things we learn, we carry through the rest of our life, irrespective of where we end up. They are important life skills. My son, he's a travel vlogger. He spent nearly 3 months in Sri Lanka just recently. He's been to many places, and he said his favourite place that he's travelled around, he hired a motorbike and went all over the place here. And of course, you know, when you're a Western dad and your son's hired a motorcycle in Sri Lanka, you say, he stayed very safe indeed. But he said, when I said, why is Sri Lanka the best place that you visited? He goes, they are the friendliest people in the world. That's what he told me. He's been to, 100 countries. And he found travelling throughout Sri Lanka on a motorbike in the towns, not only in the tourist places, in many towns, Trincomalee and Batakaloa and further up north in the hill country, further north of Kandy. And that's what he told me. So you should be very proud. You've got this culture of hospitality. Tourism is growing. The country, thankfully, is stable. And we, as William Angliss, play our role together with Cahm as we support the growth of the tourism and hospitality here in beautiful Sri Lanka, and providing opportunities for people to show their excellence, share their care for others in hospitality, whether it's here or other parts of the world. So we look forward to not only 12 more years after here, but many more years after that. Thank you everyone for supporting us and growing together.
We had looked in Sri Lanka to find an appropriate partner for a number of years, and we did not find that partner initially. Then we were fortunate to meet our friends from Cahm. We had discussions over a number of years, and then decided that we would get together and offer internationally recognised qualifications in Sri Lanka to try and develop the capability of the workforce to support the fast-growing tourism industry here. As Errol said before, we started with one program and 43 students, and 13 years later we have more than 1,500 students on our campus every week. We started with one program, now we deliver 4 programs. And I think the biggest development of our growth has been the willingness of both sides to renew the partnership, to continue on our joint program delivery to support this fantastic industry in Sri Lanka, but also to ensure that the graduates of our joint program have all the skills, all the knowledge and the right attitude to be successful in industry, particularly in Sri Lanka, but also it's equipping them for careers internationally. So we're very happy with our growth of numbers, growth of programs, growth of quality and growth in trust in each other.
How does your partnership in Sri Lanka, how does it align with the rest of your partnerships around the world?
Partnerships around the world are different, but I would have to say that this has been our most successful partnership. We develop our partnership models depending on the needs of industry where we are operating, but also the strengths of our partners. So this particular partnership, as I said, and I'm not just saying it because we're in Sri Lanka, this has been our most successful partnership because we have like-minded partners working together successfully.
One final question from me. As you all know, you've spent 13 years here. Sri Lanka is in a process of change. And in that context, I'd like to know what kept you going for the last 12 years and what keeps you wanting to go forward in this whole ambience of change?
Okay, look, a very good question. One thing that's constant around the world is change, and I think I'm confident in saying that there's been no more significant change in the world since COVID, and that was probably a very good test of the strength of our partnership, where we had difficulties on both sides of being able to continue to deliver the quality programs that we had started. But I think what keeps us going is our drive and our passion to help young people develop the skills to have a career, and at the same time support the industry that we have been working with hand in hand for our 85 years of history at William Angliss and our 13 years of history here with Cahm.
Yeah, will you explain a bit what kind of qualifications will you offer for Sri Lankan students? I mean, a certificate, diplomas or degrees or then?
Thank you for the question. We have, as Chairman said earlier this evening, we have 5 streams in the Institute. Let me begin first of all with the hospitality side. So we have Certificate 3 that moves into diploma and then goes to the advanced diploma. Commercial cookery, we have Certificate 3, Certificate 4, and there's also an opportunity for the students to go into hospitality with diploma and advanced diploma. Patisserie is exactly the same as commercial cookery, although it's a different stream. It's the same tiers of Cert 3, Cert 4, diploma and advanced diploma. Travel and tourism leads up to diploma to advanced diploma, and then we have our part-time event management program, which is a diploma in event management.
Another question. Yeah. I know that normally the partnerships or agreements between 2 companies, then you have then profits angle. Then if you can explain bit what kind of benefits will have Sri Lankan students where this?
First and foremost, we are preparing the students for a global qualification. We are not just simply focusing on a particular country. And we start right from the ground up, that's from the Cert 3 level, give them the basic skills, and then we upskill them all the way up to the advanced diploma, right? So the most important thing is that we keep them job ready. That is the most important thing. We don't just take students, teach them the basics and just throw them into industry. There is very critical learning that happens, not just from a theory standpoint, but also from a practical standpoint. So that's all brought in because we have some of the largest training kitchens, we have a hot kitchens, we have patisserie kitchens, right? Even travel and tourism, they take them all the way up to Sri Lankan Airlines working together. Events, they actually throw a host of events so that the children actually have real life experience, because this industry is something that you really need to prepare them, because it's not an easy industry. A lot of people think that it is easy, but there's a lot of groundwork that needs to be done. You need to form their minds, prepare them, create that toughness plus the skills.
What is your, achievements and performance for the past period? How many students you have studied in this institute?
So we've had over 2,500 graduates. When we look at the student achievements, look, honestly, there's an achievement in the room here today in the hotel that I've already met 3 alumni students that are working here. When we look at the students' achievements, a number of them own cafes and restaurants and also bars here in Colombo. When you're looking at opportunities abroad, we know that we've got students who are working in France currently as chefs. We've got students that are also working in Italy, Singapore and England with internships or management traineeships. So that's a couple of achievements in terms of where they've gone to. From another point of view would be that we've had achievements internally in the Institute to provide opportunity for the students. I'll give you an example. FIFA World Cup in Qatar, we had 150 students who went there for 2 months industry placement. They were fully paid airfares and accommodation, and they were well looked after, but what an outstanding experience for those students to be working in Qatar. If we look at other achievements, we've had many students compete in national bartender competitions here in Sri Lanka, as well as the Chef's Guild competition. We've won in past history 25 medals, 10 gold medals, and I also have to add the students have competed against industry people, and those industry people have been well experienced for 5-10 years, and our students have actually won medals beating industry people. So there's a couple of achievements. We're also very proud that we are the only institute in Sri Lanka that is recognised to compete in the what is called YCO, the Young Chef Olympiad, which is an annual event in Kolkata, India. 78 countries participated earlier this year. We've been in the top 10 as Sri Lanka 2 times in the top 10. We recently won this year the Best Mentor. The Best Mentor was one of our employees, Chef Prabhat. We also won another award, which was the first round plating at the institute or the competition itself, and that was Buzzaloo. And last year we had the Best Ambassador, Helene. So numerous opportunities that we provide, but a lot of achievements with all the students.
මට දැනගන්න පුළුවන් මේ පාඨමාලාව හැදෑරීමට තියෙන අවම සුදුසුකම් මොනවාද ශිෂ්‍යයන්ට?
6ක් සහ ඉංග්‍රීසි අත්‍යවශ්‍යයි. මොකද අපි මේ පාඨමාලාව කරන්නේ 100%ක්ම ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන්. ඒක දැන් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඉංග්‍රීසි සමත් වෙලා ඉන්න ඕනේ. විෂයන් 6ක් O level සමත් වෙලා ඉන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි ඊට අමතරව අපි ඉංග්‍රීසි දැනුම අඩු අයට වෙනම ඉංග්‍රීසි පන්ති පවත්වනවා. මොකද ඉංග්‍රීසි නැතුව මේ ශාස්ත්‍රයට යන්න විදියක් නැහැ. ඒක කිසිඳ අපිට හොඳ ඒක තේරුම් අරන් අපි විශේෂයෙන්ම ඉංග්‍රීසි ගුරුවරයන් අරන් ළමයින්ගේ ඉංග්‍රීසි දැනුමත් වැඩි කරනවා. ඒගලන්ට අර ආම සුදුසුකම තිබුණත් අපිට සමහර වෙලාවට අපිට තේරෙනවා ඒගලන්ට ආම සුදුසුකම තිබුණත් ඒගලන්ට මේ පාඨමාලාව ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් හරියටම කරන්න බැරි අවස්ථාවලදී අපි ඒගලන්ට උදව් වෙනවා ඉංග්‍රීසි දැනුම වැඩි කරන්න. මොකද මේ ශාස්ත්‍රයේ ඉංග්‍රීසි දැනුම නැතුව ඉහළට යන්න බෑ. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඒක අවශ්‍යයි. ඒකින්ද අපි උදව්ව විශේෂයෙන්ම ළමයින්ට ඒක කරනවා අපි.
පාඨමාලාව හදාරලා අවසානයේ මොන වගේ මාර්ගයන් ඒකට විවෘත වෙන්නේ මේ?
එහෙමයි. පාඨමාලාවල් අපි මමින් කිව්වා වගේ පාඨමාලාවල් 4ක් තියෙනවා. මූලිකම තියෙන්නේ diploma in and advanced diploma in hospitality management. අනිත් එක commercial cookery. තුන්වෙනි එක patisserie. ඊළඟ එක ඇවිල්ලා travel and tourism and එතකොට මේ තියෙන මෙතන අපිට මට ඉතාමත් ආඩම්බරයෙන් කියන්න පුළුවන් අපේ මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය තමයි purpose built. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ පාඨ මාලාවටම මේ අධ්‍යාපනයට අපි මේ විලියම් ඇංග්ලිස් එකෙන් උදව් අරන් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ස්පෙસિෆිකේෂන්ස් වලට තමයි අපි මේක හදලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට එකම කාටවත් ඇත්තටම මේ අපේ ඉගෙන ගන්න ළමයින්ට හෝටලයකට යන්න ඕනේ නැහැ ඒක දැනුම ගන්න. මොකද ඒක ඇතුළෙම අපිට තියෙනවා ඒ දැනුම දෙන්න පුළුවන් හැම දෙයක්ම අපි එතන සලස්සලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අනාගතය කිව්වොත් මට ඉතාමත් ආඩම්බරෙන් කියන්න පුළුවන් අපි ග්‍රැජුවේට්ස්ලා 2500ක් දැනට බිහි කරලා තියෙනවා. මම එක දරුවෙක්ගෙන්වත් අහලා නැහැ ඒකට රස්සාවක් හම්බෙලා නැහැ කියලා. ඒක තමයි මේකේ තියෙන වටිනාකම. ඒතර මේ ඉරිදා 30 වෙනිදා අපේ ග්‍රැජුවේෂන් එක තියෙනවා තවත් දරුවෝ 273ක් පිටත් වෙන අධ්‍යාපන ලැබලා. ඉතින් හැම අවස්ථාවෙම අපි බලන්නේ මේ දරුවන්ට නිකන් සර්ටිෆිකේට් එකක් විතරක් දෙන්න නෙමෙයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ දැනුම වැඩි කරලා හොඳ ගමනක් යන්න තමයි අපේ බලාපොරොත්තුව. ඒක අපි හුඟක්ම මහන්සි වෙලා කරනවා. මොකද මෙතන තියෙන ඊළඟ වෙනස තමයි අපි තමයි එකම විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ විදේශීය කතිකාචාර්යයන් ගෙනන ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවෙන්. දැන් මෙතනත් ඉන්නවා 2-3 දෙනෙක් විදේශීය කතිකාචාර්යවරු. වෙන එකම පාසලකවත් මේ විෂයන්ට විදේශීය කතිකාචාර්යයන් නැහැ කවුරුත්. අපි තමයි ඒක අනිවාර්යයෙන් මේකේ අපේ ඇග්‍රීමන්ට් එකේ කොටසක්. ඒගොල්ලන් අඩු වශයෙන් මාස් හැම අවස්ථාවෙම විදේශීය කතිකාචාර්යයන් දෙන්නෙක් හරි 3 දෙනෙක් අපේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය ඇතුලේ ඉන්න ඕනේ. ඒ පුහුණුව අපිට දරුවන්ට විතරක් නෙමෙයි අපේ ඉන්න කතිකාචාර්යන්ට ඒ පුහුණුව ඒගොල්ලන්ට වාසියක් වෙනවා. ඒ උගන්වන ස්ටයිල් එක ඒක වෙනස හැම දෙයක්ම ඒක දරුවන්ටත් අපේ ගුරු මණ්ඩලයටත් ඒක වාසියක් වෙනවා.
If you're looking at the fee structure, basically for hospitality management, if they choose to go through the whole program, you're looking at approximately 2 million rupees. As you can appreciate with commercial cookery and also patisserie, it's a little bit higher because of the practicality with the curriculum. But I think what is most important is that the students are, when they pay their fees, they're paid fully and they're provided with all their uniforms, their toolkits, which therefore means everything in the toolkit, particularly for colouring students and patisserie students, that's quite expensive and good quality. And then if you're looking at something like event management, it's a shorter course, so the fee structure is a little bit different, but I'm more than happy to give you all the details after this evening.
Okay, so basically we have separate programs. So each program, if you take hospitality management, it's 1.5 years program and it's been conducted in 3 semesters. The cost is roughly about 1.6 million and also they need to pay a loyalty fee or a loyalty fee for the Australian university for giving that particular qualification. So it comes to the same to other programs as commercial cookery, you have 1.5 years, then patisserie 1.5 years, likewise. So 3 semesters, roughly about. Commercial cookery is expensive because of the ingredients that we use, right? Not only lecturing, there are a lot of practicals involved in the commercial cookery and patisserie. So it's about 2.2 million if I remember right. For that huge demand in the 2 areas of commercial cookery and patisserie. Are you happy with the answer or you need to know?
That's fine. So now making an investment of 1.6 million like fairly for one program is like it's fairly a big money in Sri Lanka for a hospitality or a tourism sector student. So now you say that your certificate given by your institute is very well recognized. So do you think that they will find a job anywhere? But will they find a job that will meet their salary requirements or that their pay grade to compensate the money that they already spent for their studies?
Well, it is quite a dear, steep fee, but you need to understand the value proposition that is being brought, right? So it's not just some qualification that is even not just some kind of foreign qualification. It's from Angliss, it's a global qualification. And also the way it's structured is that they can actually do Cert 3, Cert 4, they can leave, they can go and work, they can come back, right? So, and then they can continue their education. And the fees are, especially let me come back to commercial cookery and patisserie, because those are the most high demand courses. The cost is dear because if you look at the sheer amount of practicals that are actually done in the kitchen, and we don't cut corners when it comes to the ingredients, right? So all of those hours and all of those produce, everything is quite steep, and as you know, with the costs of things going up regularly, but we are still trying to keep it. We are very cognizant of the fact that it is expensive, but you definitely do get what you pay for. Now, on that note, there is a large amount of students that do go overseas to work in the hospitality trade because they are in high demand with this kind of qualification, and their return on investment may tend to be faster when they do travel overseas. But at the same time, we see our students working here in Sri Lanka, in top hotels, in top bars, top restaurants, right, and holding really high positions and moving well up the ladder in very fast, actually. Yeah.
How does the institute collaborate with the industries to ensure that graduates meet the current workforce?
The main reason why William Angliss has been successful for the last 85 years and Cahm has been successful with us for the last 13 has been our strong connection with industry. What that the connection with industry is at all levels and in a number of different ways. We have course advisory committees made up of industry experts who advise us on what the latest industry trends are so that we can incorporate those changes into our programs to ensure that our graduates have the skills and the knowledge that industry is looking for. We partner with industry in a number of different ways, which makes the connection very strong. It then provides really good employment opportunities for our students. And those employment opportunities, yes, they're in Sri Lanka, but they are also in other parts of the world. What we're doing is we're bringing international relationships and international advice into the programs in Sri Lanka so that the students are being prepared for what is truly an international industry. And the very positive relationships we develop with industry really means our students get jobs, and they get good jobs, and because of the skills that they've gained, they are able to progress very well and gain higher positions with industry. There's also a strong pathway for students to be able to open up their own businesses. And we've been very fortunate, not only here in Sri Lanka, but in other parts of the world where we meet graduates who are very successful and who have thriving businesses because of the start that they were given by this partnership and with the added connection with industry.
Maybe the only other thing to add there is we're deliberately a specialist educator, as is Cahm. And so that specialisation means we don't have to talk to every single industry, we just talk to our industry. And the ones we talk to in our industry are the leaders of industry. And that's where the collaboration is. So when you look at William Angliss in Australia, unashamedly, the vast majority of our graduates get picked up very quickly by industry because of the industry connections and the industry opportunities we have for our students at the top end of industry. And so this specialisation provides us, and our operational experience around the world provides us with knowledge of the current industry. Yes, demand's a little bit different in different countries, but obviously the fast growth here in Sri Lanka and where you'll be in a few years. You need many, many more jobs, and the spend from travel tends to be at the higher end by the potential international visitors. So that provides opportunities at higher end accommodation providers, restaurants, bars, etc.
And just to add something, I think that ties in to the value of the program. When you ask about the cost, these are the benefits that are actually attached to this program.
Right, so I would like to direct a question at Mr. Nicholas Hunt. So in addition to the curriculum, what other components in the program in Sri Lanka are similar to Australia in relation to the facilities, alumni engagement and employability?
Thank you for the question. I think it's a follow-on for some of the discussion. There's often a lot of focus around the curriculum, but curriculum of itself doesn't actually impart the skills and knowledge through the educational process. One of the things we're most proud of in this partnership has been the development of the highly skilled and quality teaching team that's here with Colombo Academy of Hospitality Management, and that is enhanced through the quality teachers from Australia that come and spend time with the students. And so that brings an international flavour to it. In addition, Wayne has mentioned the industry advisory councils, but also beyond that is the extracurricular focus, the specifically tailored and designed menus and recipes for the students to work with, and our partners have been sparing no expense when it comes to quality ingredients. We also have an active extracurricular program for the students, and we also have a range of support for the students. Life in 2025 is a lot harder these days, and so we have a range of forums where students can talk and share and learn from each other to ensure their well-being and their life balance is fit to make them the most successful that they can be as they choose to pursue their studies with us here in Colombo.
Thank you, Mr. Nicholas Hunt. As time is running out, I have one more question, if I could direct it at Mr. Ray Petts. Mr. Ray, how does the partnership support the community and industry to create opportunities within the growing tourism industry of Sri Lanka?
Yeah, thank you for the question. We've heard a lot this evening about quality and opportunities, and I think that's the real key focus for us. It starts at the top, at the high level. Employability outcomes is one of the partnership's key strategic priorities. It really is our purpose. Our purpose is to provide the wider, greater community with opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to gain skills, and to gain employment. And this could be across tourism, hospitality, or the cookery sector. And that is done, as we've heard, through a variety of mechanisms and through the quality. Quality is the key. That's what industry wants, it's what consumer wants, and it's what Sri Lanka wants. So our training, as we've heard, is aligned to some very high standards that are set by industry, and the training delivery is also aligned. So we have entrepreneurs in the classrooms, we do role plays, we do activities, and that is to help with the successful transition to the workplace. So it's really important that everybody has an opportunity through the diverse range of courses that we apply. And that could be part-time, full-time, regional areas in the community, school leavers, or even existing members wanting to enhance their skills. So we cover a broad range of areas to cater for all the needs. But the key is obviously to get those opportunities to work with partners and industry, because our students are the leaders of the industry in the future. And they're there to want to put the skills that they've learned in the classroom into practice.
I would like to add something to the previous question. Is the larger majority of our lecturers are our own Sri Lankan teachers, and they are the best of the best that we've got from the industry. Highly experienced, very dedicated, a highly dedicated team that works morning, noon and night tirelessly to give them the experience. Yes, they learn a lot from the foreign lecturers that of course comes, and it's vice versa. They too learn. It's a cross-cultural experience that happens, right? So our own lecturers, we have a great team of our own Sri Lankan lecturers that actually add to the value of our students. And another point that what we have that the others don't have is the fact that we are located inside the SLIT campus. That university experience to walk in and get that feeling of walking instead of walking into some small building, you know, that is something that we give that no one else actually can offer. And the purpose-built kitchens to the buildings to, and they get sports activities, everything that you can get in university and which you must have, and it's character building, right? You just don't go out as a chef or someone from hospitality, but you go out as a more rounded individual into the world. So that's what we produce and we put out there.
I would like to actually add, particularly from Ray's perspective, about the curriculum. Looking at continuous improvement, we have a curriculum that is constantly updated with industry currency, and we also use a number of platforms which is based on technology. As Ray mentioned, role plays and looking at different research projects. I'm proud as a teacher to see how the learning style is different on what we do here in comparison to upper school in Sri Lanka. Another thing that I'd like to highlight that is unique with this partnership obviously is the representation of the William Angliss Institute teachers. And we actually have two teachers here in the room this evening. One is Miss Deb and one is Mr. Azhar, and please go and speak to them afterwards. Now, if we look at Deb as an example, she's been to Sri Lanka for 25 visits over the last decade. That means she's worked and lived in Sri Lanka full-time for 2 years. She's delivered 4,000 hours of training, and that's one staff member. Last year we had 20 Australian teachers come out here to deliver, which was 96 weeks, and this year we've already surpassed 7 teachers with 36 weeks. And that is extremely unique when you look at institutes here in Sri Lanka where you might only have a foreigner visit for a graduation.
All good? All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this formal proceeding, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speakers for sharing their insights and to all our guests for being a part of this momentous occasion. We look forward to a bright and promising future for hospitality education through this continued partnership. Now, let us continue our conversations and networking over a delightful cocktail reception. Please enjoy the evening with the wonderful food and entertainment. Thank you.